It is great to be with you. Last week, I published a video in which I talked to you about black, white, and other victims. But I also promised you that I would release a video in which I would talk to you about white victims. The reason I'm doing that today is the fact that I believe the only way to solve this issue in the world, we cannot only focus on one group of people. We have to focus on different group of people. So that's why I said, you know what? I have to talk about it today. But before I do that, I would love you to subscribe to my channel, share the link with your friends and family so that more people will have access to my videos. Okay? All right. So thank you everyone for already subscribing to my channel. Okay, White Victim Day or White Victim Time. Maybe people don't talk about it, and I think that's how it's the better approach to use to find a solution. That's what I believe. Let me tell you why I noticed that we have white victims in the world. Let's say that you have a young child growing up with their parents. The parents tell them that, all right, I don't want you to deal with or hang out with or having a relationship with people of color. So as parents, when you do that, you put something in your mind, in your children's mind. You put a negative thing in their minds. What you put in their minds causes them to behave differently in society, especially when they meet people of color. So what you do as a white parent, you already make your child become a victim of the system by telling them that. By telling them that, I don't want you to deal with those people. I don't want you to hang out with those people. Because no matter what you tell them, you know what you tell them that cause your child to behave the way they're behaving toward people of color. But I understand you, because the reason you behave that way as a parent, you teach your child those kind of things, it is the fact that it's exactly what you learn from your parents. And your parents will teach you those kind of values. It is the fact that your parents learned that from their parents or great parents. So it becomes a big issue. Is it something that we can solve? Yes. Is it possible? I believe it is possible. I believe it is possible because it is something you learn. If you learn something that is not right, you can learn something that is right. So that is why I said that I have to focus on that part as well. I can only focus on black victims. If I do that, that means I don't want the problem to be solved. If I really want the problem to be solved as a citizen, I have to approach the situation the way I see it, because I think a little bit deeper. I reanalyze things. I do. So, and the big issue that create for you as white victims, because victims, it's not when something happened to you in terms of you going outside and something happened to you. It's something you have in mind, something somebody put in your mind that makes you believe something that is not right. And that causes you to behave differently toward those group of people. That's why you see that when a police officer, I'm going to just give you this in an example. When a police officer stop a person of color, so they behave differently toward a person of color when they stop them. Why they do that? As I said before, it's when you grow up with someone, they want to tell you, okay, this person is not good. This is because, and they give you a lot of examples on why you can't deal with people of color. And not only they tell you that, but the justice system provide you facts for that. Because when you see that a lot of people of color are going to the justice system, that alone make you believe what your parents already taught you. They make you believe that. Because if they tell you that people of color are not good people, and then now what you see is that people of color are going to the justice system, that reinforce your belief. That is not right. So, as I said, if you learn something that is not right, you can learn something that is right. Because a victim, when you become a victim, it's not when you go to prison. Somebody become a prison, or somebody can be a victim of the system. But you may not go to prison, you are a victim of the system as well, based on how the system make you think about other people. But what I want you to understand, the only reason that you see the system is like that, the person in charge in the system that make laws, that define what the laws are, they were also victims of the system. Why? Because they were a child. When they were a child, their parents put something in their mind. They grow up, it's still there, and then the system show them that this is who going to prison, people of color. This is what they see. So now it is hard for them to believe something different. It is hard, and I understand you. And it's hard to believe that. But in reality, they make you become a victim of the system. And once you understand that, and you take a different approach, I believe that we're going to come with a great solution to the problem. And as I said, I'm coming with my approach and how I see we can solve it. Because it's not difficult. It's not difficult to solve. But we have to be willing to do it. We have to be willing to do it. But if someone is continuing to teach the children something different, so you're not doing the right thing. Because that does not mean that you're setting up your child for success when you put something in their mind to make them believe something that is not right towards a group of people. That is not right. So that's why I said that we have different level of victims in the system. Today, I decided to talk about white victims. In a few days, I'm going to talk about black victims. Am I finished talking about white victims? No, because today it's part one of white victims. Because we have different level of white victims, because it's not only one institutions that we have issues in terms of white victims, how white people behave toward black people, because they have something here. It's something you have here. It's something you have here. That's what it is. If it's here, if somebody put it here, somebody can put something else here to make you see something different. Yes, it is possible. So that is why, even when I intend to bring something new in order for us to come up with a solution, but it is something that's going to happen overnight. So, as I said, I have to go a little bit deeper and think a little bit deeper and come with what I see in the system in terms of problem and come with what I see in terms of solution. Because you cannot solve a problem without knowing what the problem is. But and as I said, we cannot continue to focus on one group of victims. That's what we've been doing, because we continue to focus on black victims. And I'm not saying that the approach that we use, as I said before, didn't work. It did, maybe in certain situations, but not in all situations. So that's why we are using this approach today. And I already said that too. Sometimes people are victims, they don't know they are victims. And I believe that. That's my belief. Because if things are going well for you, you may not know that you're victims. Because you see that, okay, everything is good for me. What is this guy's talking about? So what I'm talking about is that it is what you have in your mind. It's what your parents or somebody else in your environment put in your mind towards a group of people. That's the reason that make you behave different. That's the reason that make you take certain decisions that is not right. And you're not the only one that take certain decisions that not right. We have it in other groups as well. As I said, I'm going to talk about it. Because it's not only a black issue, it's everyone issue. This issue involves everyone. It's involved black, white, and everybody. This is how we have to solve it. Because in order for this issue to be solved, we cannot only criticize one group of people. If we do that, it's harder for us to solve it. So we have issues everywhere. So we have to analyze issues everywhere and come with the solution. It may be harder in certain group. It is true. But it doesn't mean that the other group doesn't have problem. It does. That's exactly why I'm talking about white victims today. And I believe that those kind of issues need to be addressed. Because when we talk about victims in terms of black, even when I'm not gonna focus on that issue today, we can talk about physical and psychological or emotional abuse. But in the white community, the way I see those issues, it's a psychological issue that we have in the white community in terms of how they behave toward peoples of color. And that's exactly what I do today. And I intend to talk about it moving forward, because the solution has to come. All right, thank you so very much, everyone, for watching this video, and I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.